Today's topic of discussion is husband rights. So, when you, at some point in your life, as a man, will get married, you have rights as a husband over your wife. So, guys have been conditioned to think that they have to please a woman, they have to obey a woman, they have to give her whatever she wants, they have to get her to lead the relationship and to do all this type of stuff. This is what society has conditioned men. Men do not feel that they're good enough for a woman. This is what it is. So when they get into a marriage, the woman ends up despising them. So sometimes it can be arranged marriage. Sometimes it can be a relationship where the woman has had all these previous relationships and then she's settled with the beta male provider. So we're going to be discussing some key points to look out for you as a husband, and then how you can navigate your relationship. So first point is obey. So this is a word which a lot of girls seem to have a problem with. Reason being is because they've been conditioned by society to not be obedient towards their husband. Society is pushing this whole boss babe type nonsense. Career women, independent women, you go girl, you can do whatever you want, you don't need a man, all this nonsense. Yeah? If that woman there was to be put on an island, so if she's on a plane, right, and then the plane ends up crashing, and then she's stuck on an island, and there's like 10 different guys who are trying to stare at her, she'll quickly realize that, oh yeah, I need a man to try and protect me here, because these guys here are not gonna back off. Do you understand? So that's why it goes back to it. Women need a man. So that protection part of it comes with obeying their husband. So if their husband, right, is at home, yeah, and then the wife's at home as well, and then if a burglar or a robber or intruder or whatever you want to call him tries to enter the house, the husband is going to try and kill him. Basically, there's not going to be two ways about it. He's going to literally just get him out of there, make sure he's done, dusted, finished. But if a woman's left by herself, all types of havoc's going to take place. You understand? So that's why women need a man. They know full well, right, in that kind of situation, the man's going to do what he needs to do. He's going to handle that guy. Make sure, take him out, wipe him out. Literally with a hammer or a knife or whatever the case is, whatever tools he's got, yeah, he's just going to use them on him. No hesitation. Yeah? That's what men are about. They're about violence and altercations and dealing with them kind of situations. That's what real men are. Obviously, you got the coward type guys, but real men, they just straight, no talking, straight dealing with that. No hesitation, nothing. Yeah. So that comes with obeying your husband. So the woman needs to know that, and she knows full well, right, when she's getting all these benefits as a wife, right, she needs to obey her husband. So you need to tell a woman, and you need to teach her that, right, these things here, right, they all matter. So if I'm saying something to my wife, yeah, and I'm explaining something to her, and I'm doing it for her protection. So if she's going out late at night, for example, and she's saying, oh yeah, I want to go by myself, I'm going to tell her straight. I'm going to like, nah, you're not doing that. It's either we're both going together or you're not going. So if she says, oh yeah, nah, why are you being like this? And if I say to her, no, you're not going, she can leave. If she really wants to go by herself and put herself in danger, she can leave, and then she can pack her things and she can exit. If she doesn't want to obey her husband and be obedient towards him, go ahead. You belong to the streets. That's it. I'll let the streets take care of it. You understand? So that leads us to the next point when it comes to condition. Yeah? So you as a man, right, you need to condition your woman. and teach her the correct behavior. So anytime, right, she's being disobedient, she's not trying to be obedient towards you as a husband, you just hit her with no contact. You reduce your communication. So let's say you're in a relationship, you've got kids, right? You can't just completely just cut her off with zero communication, because obviously you still got the interactions with the children and stuff. But you just reduce it to little to no communication as much as possible. Your energy is completely different towards her now. It's neutral. You used to be giving her good energy, friendly energy, positive energy. Now that's all just come to a stop. So anytime a woman's showing any type of disrespectful behavior, she's not complying, she's not trying to cooperate, guess what? That's when you just cut their attention with her. You tell her, you know what? You're not even saying anything to her anymore. That right there conditions a woman to know that, okay, I need to show good behavior here if I want to speak to him. If I value this guy and I see this guy here excels in all these areas, yeah, this guy here can get other women at her level and higher, I need to be on my best behavior. So that's what it is when it goes back to conditioning. Men are not conditioning their women on how to behave and how to cooperate and how to be a submissive woman. That's why you got all these women being wild on the streets now. They're doing all types of craziness. It's because men are giving all this attention to them. You know, that's why there's so many beta males in society. You know, these websites like OnlyFans and all these other dirty websites. The reason why they've got so much business booming and they're making millions and millions is because there's a market for it. You've got a lot of guys paying all of that for that kind of content. This is what it is. This is why women are getting conditioned to be disobedient and to be sket type women, disgusting, promiscuous women, low quality women. It's because men are not being men in society. Men are to blame for them women doing that craziness. Yeah, because if men were not paying for none of that, there would be no market for that. Yeah, they'd just go complete bust. And then guess what? Those same men, if they were actually marrying women who were actually of value, and then women who were wearing, you know, modest clothing, hijab, modest clothing, you know, being pure women, you'd see how quickly women change up then. So that leads us to the next point when it comes to God. Yeah, God dictates all the rules for relationships. Yeah, so as a husband, it's well within your right to be the leader in your own household. If you're not the leader in your own household and other people are able to influence your wife, control your wife, and tell her what to do in your relationship, you're not a man in your own house then, are you? This is what it is. So God has made it very clear that the man is the leader in his own household. And then if you want to try and do that nonsense of doing 50-50 or, you know, this whole feminism type movement, which a lot of women have been programmed and indoctrinated with, to think that, oh yeah, a man and a woman, they're both equal. That is just complete nonsense. Men and women haven't been made to be equal. Yeah? Because men in society have to bring more value to the table in order for a woman to be satisfied in a relationship. Yeah? Because if they were both equal, the woman will be dissatisfied. Hence why in society now you got men and women who are living in miserable lives and they're getting divorced, they're getting breakups in their marriages, they're getting breakdowns in their mental health and so on. It's because they're not following God's laws. God has laid it out for a man to lead in his own household and for a woman to follow him. And then when that man is of value, she's going to want to follow him. But a lot of guys in society, they're not following God. So that's what the hierarchy is there. So you got God at the top, then you got man, and then you've got woman. Yeah? That doesn't mean that a man is superior to a woman. It means that the man is providing more value to the relationship than the woman. Do you understand? And then he's answering to God. Do you understand? And then the woman's answering to the husband. So if a husband's saying something and you're saying, oh yeah, you know, I don't want you to go out late at night because I want to protect you. I want to make sure that no other guy is trying to touch you and try and do anything to you, and is willing to literally die for you. You can't buy that. Do you understand? And that guy there, he's following the laws of God. And then the final point is children. So in the household, right, you're seeing how in a lot of households, single parent households, the dad, right, he's ended up being taken out of the picture. And then the children, they have no respect towards the dad anymore. So even in the households, right, where the man and the woman are together, when the dad is out, the mum is bad-mouthing the husband in front of the children. And the children don't have that sense of respect for the dad anymore. You know, this is what it is. So society is heading towards a downward spiral. It's just going completely collapsing. It's because this relationship at home is breaking down. So this is what my job is, and this is what the content that I'm trying to push out there related to relationships. I'm trying to bring the households together, bring the men and the women together. So when the man and the woman come together, that creates unity, and that creates strong children then. So when the children see that, they see the mum and the dad, they're both solid, because the dad is a solid leader, and then the woman by default is going to be really submissive and really feminine around it. Because a guy who's really masculine, he's going to put the woman in her feminine energy. She's going to be really feminine around him. You know? So that's what it is. Being children, raising children who are pious children, and children who are obedient to the parents. And then when the children see that the dad is getting respected in the house, that right there is going to create order in the household. So there's a street saying, it's called one order. Yeah, one order means one way of doing things. Yeah, so as a man, right, so when you say one order, that means that you're doing your own thing and the way you're saying it. So just to wrap up, obey. So as a husband, right, you have rights over your wife and over your partner, and you need to make it clear to her from the beginning, from the get-go. When you're getting into a relationship with her, when you're filtering her, you tell her straight, look, this is the value I'm providing to the table, and this is what I'm expecting. So your checklist of all your requirements need to be there. And you need to tell her, look, this is what I'm looking for. If you're not willing to get on the same page as me, and you're not trying to cooperate with me, and you're not trying to be submissive to me, guess what? I'm going to have to go speak to other women. Yeah, I'm just going to have to stop communicating with you. But if you're somebody who's actually trying to get on the same page as me, and you're somebody who is willing to be obedient towards their future husband, then cool, you can continue speaking to that person. So you got to make it clear to her, and then that way there she has respect for you then. Because a lot of guys ain't got the balls to even say that. They ain't got the balls to even say that, oh yeah, you know, you as a woman, right, you're going to need to obey me as a husband. A lot of women are just going to literally see it as, oh yeah, let me just try and take what I can out of this guy. And let me just keep pushing the line every time. Next point after that was condition. So you as a man, right, anytime you speak to a woman for marriage purposes, or you're in a relationship with a woman, you need to condition a woman at all points in time, all time periods. Yeah, so anytime she's showing bad behavior, she's showing not cooperative behavior, you need to stop communicating with her. Yeah, you need to stop communicating with her and use that energy and use that time on your purpose. Yeah, she's not going anywhere. Don't worry about that. If she's a woman who's actually of somewhat value, she's going to recognize it, and then she's going to see that, oh, this guy here, right, we used to get on, we used to be cool, we've got a lot of good memories together, and then now all of a sudden he's not giving me any attention, he's not really talking to me anymore. You know, he's not really that same Omar, same Omar J that I connected with. Reason being is because Omar J is literally working on his purpose now. Yeah, so if your name's, so my name's Omar, yeah, so if your name's, you know, Muhammad or Ahmed or John or Mark or whoever, yeah, that guy there, Johnny, he's working on his purpose. He's doing him. You know? And the next point after that was God. Yeah, so God, you're following God's laws. Yeah, so you as a man who's a leader in your own household, you're somebody who's following the laws of God and the way that God has dictated a relationship. Yeah, modern day feminism, modern day propaganda has literally destroyed households. That's what it is. It's destroying households to take power over all these households. That's what the system wants. And the system is pushing this. So they're pushing the prices of food, drink, petrol prices, you name it. They're just increasing the price as much as they can because they know full well, right, it's going to get to the point where it's unbearable for men and women to cooperate with each other. So it goes back to just following God's laws. And then when you follow God's laws, right, nothing is going to be able to damage that relationship because you're answering to a higher being. And then the final point is children. So children, right, need to be taught from a young age and raised with that infrastructure in the household to see the dad as the dad is the leader in the house. And that respect needs to be there for him. And then also with the woman as well. So let's say the woman is doing all her duties as, let's say, a traditional woman. Let's say she's a housewife. Yeah, that man there needs to respect the woman and needs to show that respect in front of the children. So when the children see that, they know full well my mum isn't doing anything which is, slave type. A lot of guys, they end up abusing their women and start demanding things from her. Start saying, you come cook a meal for me now, do this, do that. Why haven't you done this? Start going swearing at her, start doing all types of craziness. And then the children see that as well. So it works from both sides. A woman needs to respect the man as well, and then the man needs to respect the woman as well. So then if the man is doing all these duties as a husband, the woman needs to show that respect to him. And then she's doing that in front of the children as well. And then the children see that as well. And then that way that creates that power hierarchy. So that infrastructure is there. It's all set up there. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope that makes sense. So that's your rights as a husband. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.